All right, Mr. This is back again in another one. All right, today we're gonna work at graphic linear equation. So there are many ways you can graph a linear equation, but however, today we're gonna focus on finding the critical point of the graph, which are the x-intercept and the y-intercept, where the graph cross the x-axis and the y-axis. So we're gonna focus mainly finding the intercept, the x and the y-intercept. So some teacher or some student, you can use plotting by putting points or put your equation slope-intercept form, graph the y-intercept and use y/1 to find two other points, then you graph. But today we're gonna mainly focus on 2 points. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points only. Those 2 points are called x and the y-intercept. Those are called the critical point of the graph. So we don't care about the other million, thousand of other points on the line. We only care on how to find the x and the y-intercept. So there we go. So we have an equation which is 3x, right? 3x minus 5y is equal to 20. Right? So when you're finding the x-intercept, meaning you're solving for x, right? You're solving for x. When you're solving for x, so you can make a table of value, right? So if I let y equal to 0, let y equals 0, right? That's what you're doing. So whatever the x value, the y value, whatever you find for x, the y value will be 0. Right? So when I'm finding for y, whatever the y value, the x value will be 0. So that's what mainly you're doing. Those are the intercept. Then you solve for x. So whatever you find for x, that's where it's called the x-axis. Here, whatever you find for y, this is the y value. So that's what you're doing. So one way, I can, since I'm solving for, I can add 5y, I'm solving for x. That's all it's saying. So you will have 3x equal 5y plus 20. So you divide by 3. Then I will have x equal 5 third y plus 20 over 3. Right? So if you want to change it to a mixed number when you graph it, you will have a better way. So you change that. That's 3 times 18, 18 take away 20. That's another way. That will be your x-intercept, 6 and 2/3. Right? Now, when I'm finding for the y-intercept, meaning I'm solving for y. So if I'm solving for y, so I can add 5y on the other side. I will have 5y, right? Plus 20 is equal to 3x. Now I will have to subtract 20 on this side. And I will have 5y is equal to 3x minus 20. The only thing I have to do is to divide by 5. In this case, I will have y equal 3/5 x minus 4. This is my y-intercept. So at 0, 4, 0, negative 4. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 4. My x-intercept is 6, 2/3, 0. Those are those critical points of the graph you are looking for. So the only thing you have to do is go on the coordinate grid, then you plot it. So you go you clear. My graph will go again. You flip, and you're going to the coordinate grid. My y-intercept was 0, -4. I'm using, this is this one, 0, -4. My x-intercept was 6 2/3. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2/3 will be somewhere down there. Then you put your point here. Then you go. And that's all right. Then you're done. And so if you want to be fancy, then you can put your equation 3x minus 5y is equal to 20. Remember, this is your x-axis, and this is your y-axis. That is your graph. Then you move on. So this is a sample. So the same problem, so what you could have done, your original equation was 3x minus 5y is equal to 20. Since I'm solving for x, this is automatically 0. So we'll have 3x is equal to 20. Then you solve for x, divide by 3. This is your x-intercept, 20/3, and when y is 0. Right? If I'm solving for y, this is 3 times 0, this becomes 0. Then you will have -5y is equal to 20. You divide by -5. Then you will see y is equal to -4. Remember, x is 0, y is -4. Those are your intercept. This is the x-intercept, and this is the y-intercept. Then you go plot it on the graph, and you connect the line, and that will give you that. And the other way around, you could have put it in y equal mx plus b. So you have 5y, right, plus 3x is equal to 20. You subtract 3x on this side. Then you will have -5y minus 3x plus 20 divided by -5. You will have y is equal to 3/5 x minus 4. So once you put in the sub-intercept, first thing you have to graph, you graph your y-intercept at 0, 4. So you can either go 3 unit up from there, 3 unit up, then you go 5 unit across, then you get your line. So when I'm teaching this concept, I don't use any of those techniques. I'm not saying they're not good, but I only use to find the x and the y-intercept. Those are the two critical points that I'm focused on. Those are the 2 points that I'm interested on. So I hope that's what to do. I continue on solving equation by graphing linear equation. So I have an equation which is x minus 2y is equal to 2. So what I can do, I can just solve for x at 2y on each side. Then I will have x equal 2y plus 2. This is my x-intercept. My x-intercept is as 2, 0. Right. Now, when I'm finding my y-intercept, I can solve for y. In order to solve for y, my original equation was x minus 2y is equal to 2. So if I'm solving for y, I can add 2y since I need my y to be positive. I need 2y on each side, then I will have x equal 2 plus 2y. So I will have to subtract 2 from each side. Now I will have x minus 2 is equal to 2y. Then divide by 2, and divide by 2, then I will have y equal 1/2 x minus 1. This is my y-intercept. Since my y-intercept is 0, -1. So this is my x-intercept, this is my y-intercept. Then I can go and add those points. Add 2, 0. This is my point 2, 0. And the other one 0, -1. This is my other point. Then I connect my 2 points. This is my y. Then I will have my equation, which is x minus 2y is equal to 2. The other option, where you have x minus 2y is equal to 2. So I can come do the table of value. So when x is 0, then I solve for y. I need to know what y is. Then when y is 0, then I solve for x, and I need to know what x is. Now if I let x is 0, then I will have -2y is equal to 2. Divided by -2, and I will find y is -1. So in this case, y is -1. So my point will be 0, -1. Alright, the other way I can come, let y be 0 here. When I let y be 0, this becomes 0, then I will have x is equal to 2. So when x is 2, then my other pair is 2, 0. So those are ways you can use to find your x-intercept. So once you find your x-intercept, then you go plot it on the grid, then you get your equation. So there's no perfect way. So this is up to you. So it is always essential to find the intercept. Once you find the intercept, so like I'm telling you, so when I'm solving, there are only two things that interest me. Since it's linear equation, I want to know where the graph touch the x and the y axis. Any point else is irrelevant to me. So remember, when you're graphing from instead, you see you're looking for 2 points. It's a linear equation, x and y intercept. Instead, there's not interest in the other points. So let's move on. As many examples that we do, we have an equation which is -4x plus y is equal to -12. So you go prepare your coordinate grid. This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis vertical. So to find the x-intercept, I can solve for x by moving y on this side. And I will have -4x is equal minus y minus 12. And I will have to divide by -4. Then I will have x equal 1/4 y plus 3. This is my x-intercept. When x is 3, y is 0. If I replace this with 0, that's what I will have. So now I'm looking for my y-intercept. For my y-intercept, I will have to solve for x. My original equation was 4x plus y minus 12. Since I'm solving for y, I will have to add 4x on each side and add 4x. Then I will have y equal 4x minus 12. This is my y-intercept. If I let x is 0, y will be -12. So this is my x-intercept. This is my y-intercept. Then I'm ready to plot those two points. and that will give me my line. So 3, 0. I'm going to use unit of 3. That will be 3, 0. Right? And that will be negative 3, negative 6, negative 9, negative 12. That will be 0, negative 12. And this will be 3, 0. Unit of 3 interval. I'm using unit of 3 as my interval. And you do this, that will give you your line. Then your equation was 4x plus y is equal to negative 12. The other way around, you could have go to the table of value. Alright? When y is 0, you solve for x. When x is 0, you solve for y. So if I come here, I let y equals 0, then I will have negative 4x is equal to negative 12. Then divided by negative 4, then I will have x is 3. So when x is 3, y is 0. So I can come here, let this time, no, let x equal to 0. When x is 0, y is negative 12. So those are your intercepts. Right? Then you come and graph it. So if you use those techniques, so graphing linear equation is probably one of the easiest things in the book. So your other equation is 6x minus 2y is equal to 18. Once again, get my graph ready, because I know very quickly I'm going to find my intercept. I'm going to find my x-intercept. I'm going to solve for x. I will have 6x, add 2y on each side. Then I will have 2y plus 18, since I'm solving for x, divided by 6. Then I will have x equal 1/3 y plus 3. This is my x-intercept. If I let y equal to 0, when y is 0 and x is 3, this is my x-intercept. Right? Now I need to find my y-intercept. So when I'm finding my y-intercept, I'm going to solve for y. So I have 2y plus 6x is equal to 18. Since I'm solving for y, I want my y to be positive. I'm going to add 2y on that side. I'm going to add 2y. Then I will have 6x equal 2y plus 18. So 18. Then I will have 2y equals 6x minus 18 divided by 2, divided by 2. Then I will have y equal 3x minus 9. This is my y-intercept. When x is 0, y is negative 9. So I'm gonna use my interval as 3. That will be 3, 0. I will negative 3, negative 6, negative 9. And this is my order plan. Then I connect those 2 points. That's my line. Then my equation was 6x minus 2y is equal to 18. Right? If you didn't want to use table of value, that will make no difference. So when I let y0, I solve for x. When I let x0, I solve for y. If I come here, I let y equal to 0. This is going to go to 0. Then I will end up with 6x is equal to 18. Multiply both sides by 6. And x is 3. When x is 3, y is 0. And then when I'm finding my y, I'm going to let x be 0. If I let x be 0, I will end up with negative 2y is equal to 18, then divide by -2. And in this case, y is -9. When x is 0, y is -9. Those are your intercept. Then you put it on the graph, then do BAM! Right? So my equation y is equal to 6. So y is equal to 6. This is kind of trouble for many students. Is you see y axis is an horizontal line, right? I will go 6 units up. This is 0, 6. This is an intercept, and this is your line. Y is equal to 6. Right? It doesn't matter what I pick for x. I can pick anything for x, and y will always be 6. So, it doesn't matter wherever I go. When I n x -5, you will have this -5, 6. Y will always be 6. So if I was to find this slope, automatically this slope will be 0 because it's an horizontal line. Right? So whenever y is equal to a constant, it is an horizontal line. This slope is 0. Right? And if you were asked to graph x is equal to 3, this is the other one. X is a vertical line. I count 3 units to the right. This is 3, 0. Then you go this way. This is x is equal to 3. Right? It doesn't matter what I pick for y. When y is 5, then you will have this here. 3, 5. If I was to find this slope of this line, it will be undefined because you will have x1 minus x2 is 0. You will have 0 as your denominator. Then that will be undefined. You cannot have a 0 in your denominator in our system. You cannot divide by the 0. That will be undefined. A vertical line is an undefined slope. In a horizontal line, the slope is 0. Right? So be aware of this 10. Right? You have 2x minus 8y is equal to 16. I'm graphing this as a linear equation. I'm graphing this linear equation. So get my graph ready. This is my y-axis and my x-axis. I'm solving for x. Then I will have 2x is equal 8y plus 16. I'm adding 8y on this side. Then divide by 2. And I will have my x-intercept is 4y plus 8. This is my x-intercept. So if I let y be 0, this is what I will have. 8, 0 is my x-intercept. To find my y-intercept, I will have to solve for y. Instead of solving for y, I want my y to be positive. Then I will have to subtract 16 on this side, 16 on this side, and add 8y on that side. Then I will have 8y is equal to 2x minus 16, then divide by 8. Then I will have y equal 1/4 x minus 2. This is my y-intercept. When x is 0, y is -2. Then I can use interval of 2. When you go by 2, this is 8, 0. And you go down on 2 units. That will be 0, -2. Those are your two points. Then you get your ruler, then you connect those 2 points. That's your line. Then you will have the equation 2x minus 8y is equal to 16. That's your line. Or you can go do the table of value. When y is 0, you solve for x. When x is 0, you solve for y. Okay? If I let y be 0, this goes to 0, then I will have 2x is equal to 16 divided by 2, then I will find x is 8, 0, that's my x-intercept. Now if I come here, let x be 0, now let x be 0, I will have -8y is equal to 16, then divided by -8, then I will, when x is 0, y is -2. This is my y-intercept. So those are different that you will find. Either you keep the equation intact, then you solve for x, that's your x-intercept, then you resolve again, you solve for y, that will be your y-intercept. Then those 2 points you find, those are your critical point of the graph. Then you plot them on the coordinate grid, then you plot it, pen. This is my equation and this is my graph. So if you have graph paper, it's very, very, very nice. So remember, you have to know how to do it first, right? So if I'm solving for x, so you have -y minus 12, then divide by -4. Then you will have x equal 1/4 y plus 3. This is my x-intercept. Right? When x is 3, y is 0. Now, if I need to find my y-intercept, now I'm going to solve for y. Only just add 4x on this side. So if you have -4x plus y is equal to -12. So if I add 4x on this side, add 4x on this side, I will have y equal 4x minus 12. If I let x be 0, then I will have y is -12. So when x is 0, y is -12. So that will give me my x and y intercept. Then I am going to need to graph. So in this case, I'm going to use unit of 3 unit to the right. That will be 3, 0. That will be -3, -6, -9, -12. That will be 0, -12. Then you put your point here. Then you connect those 2 points. That's already an equation which is -4x plus y is equal to -12. And you're done. If you do not want to solve independent this way, then let y be 0, you solve for x. Let x be 0, then you solve for y. So if I come here, I replace 0 for y. Then I will have -4x is equal to -12 and divide by -4 on this side. Then I will have x is 3. Remember y was 0. Then if I come here, I'll let x be 0. Then I will have y is equal to -12. So meaning when x is 0, y is -12. And that will be your intercept. Then you go plot them on the graph. Then you check it out. That will be your graph. So remember, when you graph linear equation, you are looking for critical point of the graph, which are the intercept. When you're looking for the x-intercept, you solve for x in the equation intact. or you substitute 0 for y, then you solve for x, that will give you x-intercept. When you're looking for the y-intercept, you can either solve for y, you get your y-intercept, or you can substitute 0 for x, and you solve for y, that will give you a y-intercept. Then you plot those 2 points that you find, that's called the critical point of the graph, which are the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Where it crosses the x-axis is called the x-intercept. Where it crosses the y-axis is called the y-intercept. And remember, if you have x is equal to a constant, is a vertical graph that goes this way, vertical, meaning that the slope is undefined. And when you have y is equal to a constant, it's an horizontal line. Then if you graph it, an horizontal line parallel to the x-axis, then the slope will be 0. Those are the things that you need to be able to evaluate, to monitor, to see in your graph. So be aware of these concepts. (6x minus 2y) is equal to 18. Then you graph it as a linear equation. It's a linear equation. And so once again, it's a concept. Everything, those equations are the same. It doesn't matter how you flip it, how you turn it, they all the same. Alright? I'm looking for my intercept. I'm going to solve for y. I'm going to solve for x. It will mean since I'm looking for x-intercept, I will have 6x. I have 2y on the other side. I will have 2y plus 18. 6x is equal to y plus 18. Now, since I'm solving for x, I will have to divide by 6. Divide by 6. Then I will have x equal 1/3. Y simplified, you have 2 in common, plus 3. And in this case, when x is 3, y is 0. That is my x-intercept. Then I'm going to solve for y this time. So since I'm solving for y, I want y to be positive. I can add 2y and subtract 18. So I will end up with 6x minus 18 is equal to 2y. In that, I add 2y on each side. Then I subtract 18 on each side. Then you will have that divided by 2. Then you will have 3x minus 9 is equal to y. This is my y-intercept. So when x is 0, y is negative 9. It seems that I grabbed this already. So you go 3 units. That's 3, 0. Then you go negative 3, negative 6, negative 9. That will be 0. Then you connect your 2 points, that's your line. Then it is 6x minus 2y is equal to 18. And if you do it from here, let y equal 0, you solve for x, that's x equals 0, you solve for y. So if I come here, let y equals 0, I will have 6x is equal to 18. In order to find x, I will have to divide by 6. In this case, x is 3. Same thing, when I'm solving for y, I'm going to let x be 0. Here, if I replace x with 0, I will have negative 2y is equal to 18. Then divide both sides by negative 2. In this case, I will have y is equal to negative 9. When x is 0, y is negative 9. Those are my intercepts. Once again, that was Mr. DC's on linear equation, graphing linear equation. Now graph a couple more linear equation. You have a linear equation where you have x minus y is equal to negative 8. And I'm going to solve for x. If I'm solving for x, I will have to add y on each side. Then I will have y plus minus 8. So in this case, when I let y equal 0, then I will have x is equal to negative 8, 0. If I come back here and solve for y, our original equation was this. You can add y on this side. 8 on each side. Then I will have x plus 8 is equal to y, meaning my y-intercept is 0, 8. Then those are the 2 points that I'm going to graph. So I can use interval of 2. Alright, go to the left, -4, -8, -2, -4, -6, -8. To the left, -8, 0. Y is 8, go up in unit, positive 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. That will be 0, 8. Then you connect those 2 points, and that's your line. Then you will have your equation y, x1 minus y is equal to -8. Now if you want to do the table for the x-intercept, let y be 0, solve for x, let x be 0, solve for y. So if I come here, let y be 0. When I let y be 0, my equation was y minus y, x minus y is equal to negative. If I replace 0, then I will have x is equal to -8. That -8, 0. If I come here, I let x be 0, I will have negative y is equal to -8. Since this is invisible 1, divided by the invisible 1, then you will have y is equal to 8. So when x is 0, y is 8. Then those are your points that you will have, then you plot it on the coordinate grid, then you graph. You have an equation 2x minus 8y is equal to -16, and you are planning to graph that the equation. This is my coordinate grid ready. Put it on nice. Alright, I'm gonna solve for x so I can get my x-intercept. Add 8y on this side. We'll have 2x is equal 8y minus 16, then divide by 2. And I'll have x equal 4y minus 8. Alright, if I let y equals 0, my x will be -8, 0. This is my x-intercept. Right, now I will have to solve for y. If I'm solving for y, so I have 2x minus 8y is equal to -16. So I can subtract 2x on this side, subtract 2x, and I will have -8y is equal to -2x minus 16 divided by -8. Then I will have y equal 1/4 x because I'm dividing to positive plus 2. And when x is 0, y is 2. This is my y-intercept. Then I can use interval of 2. Go to the left. 8 unit, that -2, -4, -6, -8. That will be -8, 0. Go to unit up. That will be 0, 2. Then you connect those 2 points, that's line. Then you add your equation, which is 2x minus 8y is equal to -16. Or you can do the table of value, let y be 0, solve for x, let x be 0, solve for y. If I come here, let y be 0, I will have 2x is equal to -16 divided by 2, and I will find x is -8 and y is 0. Right? Now if I let x be 0 here, yes, you will end up with -8y is equal to -16 divided by -8. Then you will find y is 2. When x is 0, y is 2. So this is your order intercept, and these are the 2 points you put on the graph. and you put it on ice, let it chill. All right. 3x plus 3y is equal to negative 15. You're going to grab that. Here you go. Your coordinate grid ready. They all the same. Concept does not change. The process does not change. Just follow me. All right. I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to move 3y on the other side. I make it a negative. Then I will have negative 3y minus 15. Since I'm solving for x divided by 3 divided by 3. Now we'll have x equal negative y minus 5. If I let y be 0, then I will have my x-intercept is negative 5, 0. Right. Now I need to solve for y. So I'm going to move this on the other side. Then I will have 3y is equal to negative 3x minus 15 divided by 3. Then I will have y equal negative x minus 5. When I let x be 0, when I let x be 0, then I will have y is negative 5. So this is my x-intercept, my y-intercept. Go to the left 5 unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's negative 5, 0. And go down 5 unit. Negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. That will be 0, negative 5. Then you connect those 2 points. That's your line. And it was the equation 3x plus 3y is equal to negative 15. Right? The other way around, you do table of value. This will not change. Let y be 0. Let y be 0, this cancel out. You will have 3x is equal to negative 15 divided by 3. X is negative 5, y is 0. Now if I let x be 0, then I will have 3y is equal to negative 15 divided by 3. Then y is negative 5 and x is 0. That will be 0, negative 5. So that's what you will end up with. Those are your intercept. Then you graph it. So it's not a matter of and it's a matter of know how to solve. It's a simple concept. Alright, last one. Minus x plus 2y is equal to negative 8. I'm solving for x as my x-intercept. The easiest thing to do is to add x, make positive, then add 8. I'm going to add 8 on this side, and I'm going to add x on this side. Then you will end up with 2y plus 8 is equal to x. Right? Then if I let y be 0, then I will have 8 comma 0 as my x-intercept. It's unit to the right of 0. Right? The other way I will have to solve for y. If I'm solving for y, I will have 2y minus x is equal to negative 8. X on this side, then I will have 2y equal x minus 8 divided by 2. Then I will have y equal 1/2 x minus 4. When I let x be 0, then I will have y as negative 4. And this is my y-intercept. Those are my 2 points, then I'm ready to graph. It will be nice to use interval of 2. Alright. 8, 0, that will be 2, 4, 6, 8. That will be 8, 0. Go down for unit, -2, -4. That will be 0, 4. Then connect your 2.-10. Then your equation is minus x plus 2y is equal to -8. If you don't want this way, then use xy, let y be 0, solve for x, let x be 0, solve for y. If I come here, let y be 0, I will have negative x is equal to -8. The only thing does divide by -1. This is x is 8. That will be 8, 0. Right? If I come here, I'll let x 0. Now we'll have 2y is equal to -8. 2y is equal to -8 divided by -2. Alright. That was a +2 divided by +2. Then y is -4. And x is 0, y is -4. Those are my intercept. There's not change. Alright, it was a pleasure to be with you. Let's do some study and go get them, do some practice and get the grade. That was Mr. Disease that was helping you making the grade.